the structure behind me. I just finished making that, and I'm not gonna show it to you guys yet because you'll see it eventually. And these ivory dresses behind me also are related to the structure, as is the makeup look that I'm going to try out today. I am sure you can possibly imagine what I'm getting at. I've talked about it a little bit before. It's part of the reason that I haven't been here, because I've been super busy. Okay, regardless, I'm going to work on my makeup right now, and like I said, I really don't have a plan. Well, I do kind of, but we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes. My little dog's snoring so loud. He's so loud. He's just a little baby boy. You can't see him, but he's like right here. Okay, so the first thing that I do is the base. So for the base, I always start with my sunscreen. And this is the one that I use every single day. I use this every day. I'm trying not to edit this video too much because honestly, I really just missed posting on here. But I couldn't really be bothered to like do a whole production. I don't really know like when I'm gonna be able to post again, you know, and how often. I'm gonna try, but it really depends on how things go. But I just wanted to pop in, you know. I also want to say, one of my really good friends, like basically my sister, I'm not gonna say her name because that's private, but she had some really good news recently, and I'll talk about it maybe if she gives me permission at some time down the line. And I don't know if she's gonna watch this or not, but if she does, I think she knows who she is. I just want to say congrats. Okay. Alright, sunscreen's done. And then my second base, I'm gonna use the Clarins Eclair Lip. I just remembered why I got so irritated filming these videos, honestly, because the city that I live in and the location that I live in, it's really difficult to eliminate noise. I've talked about this so many times because of how frustrating it gets, and I would get feedback about it, and I was like, I know, sorry. Anyway, I totally forgot to say, this is the Clarins Beauty Flash Balm. And you can like use it as a mask, but you can also use it as like a base for your makeup, you know. It smells really clean. My mom really loves Clarins. I think we went on a plane once it was on a professional level, but I wasn't a professional party planner. I just was hired to work in a position that required me to like plan and throw parties sometimes. Does that make sense? It's really hard and stressful, and I obviously want everything to go well, so I have a lot of anxiety about that. But I'm also so excited because I really love all my friends, my family. So I definitely have some things that are a little bit more like I don't even want to deal with yet. And I'm having a whole like debate over my dress, and I can't even maybe I can talk about this. I wasn't going to talk about this yet, but I'm not really sure if I'm gonna go with this dress anyway. And I'm not gonna tell you what the dress is, although if you're really if you're like an internet sleuth and you're like tuned into fashion, you might actually be able to figure it out. So, okay, apply to my base. I might end up doing like more on my wedding day, kind of depending, because we're gonna do it somewhere that's a little hotter, so I might get flushed. I might need more of a base, but for now, this is fine. I really need to get my roots done. I'm going in like a week, so it should be okay, but they're so long. They haven't been this long in like a really long time. So that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Oh my god, my dog is so cute. He's such a cute baby. I don't know if you can tell that I'm like fully over the noise. Like, a part of the reason I didn't want to make videos anymore was because I just like, it's so busy here and I just can't deal with the noise. It's so irritating to have to stop, because once I get on a roll, I'm just like on a roll, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna contour my nose a little bit with the bronzer that I use. This one is the Milani Baked Bronzer. So I got really mad because last time I went to Vegas, I took a brand new bronzer. I can't remember which one it was, maybe like one of the e.l.f. ones, but I took one. I had just received it in the mail. I didn't even take it out of the package that it was in. I did order it because I couldn't find it in the store anywhere, but they had it online. And once I got it and opened it up in Vegas, it just was completely busted, and I got powder all over the sink of the place I was staying, and I was so mad because I was like, no, I don't have any bronzer, and I made a huge damn mess in someone else's house. I was like, come on, man. And they were like, can you send it back? And I was like, I can send you back like an empty container, but I'm not gonna scoop the dust into like a frickin' packet and mail it back to you. I took a picture. I was like, are you kidding me? Just package your stuff better. It's not my problem, you know? I just watched Wedding Crashers last night. No, I didn't watch Wedding Crashers. What am I talking about? I watched The Hangover. I've been watching a lot of wedding adjacent films. I think I might try to watch not Bridesmaids, the other one. I think it's like Napa Wine Country, maybe. The one where all of the ladies, the funny ladies, go to wine country. That one. Probably gonna try to watch that. I love that one. Okay, what was I saying? I was on the hunt for a wedding dress that was gonna be like under $500, because like honestly I don't think it's really me to be all extravagant, you know, and I didn't want to spend that much money on the dress because that's expensive. But I wanted like to capitalize on the opportunity to have a nice dress, because historically for nice events, it's not that I phone it in, I put a lot of thought into it, but I typically would rely on my own confidence and just kind of like have that carry me through. So I would take a really simplistic dress. So for like both of my proms, especially my senior prom, I bought a dress from Forever 21 this is gonna sound so conceited, but like my natural charisma and charm just to carry me through, and people would be like, oh, you look great, because like it doesn't matter what you're wearing, all that matters is what you're giving, right? That sounds so conceited, but like that is kind of how I've always sort of approached stuff, and that way I spend a lot less money, which is great. And when I was, you know, in high school, I think my dad really appreciated that because he was the one buying my prom dress, so he only had to spend $13. I think that's enough. This time though, for my wedding, I was like, no, I think I might look into getting something a little bit more of a moment, more of a moment, like actually like lean into the opportunity to have something different and exciting and one of a kind, something you never normally wear, you know. Not that I get a ton of opportunities to like wear a gown, you know what I mean? Like, who's wearing a gown? Even at weddings that I've been to, I've never worn a gown. I've worn like nice cocktail dresses and sometimes like a maxi if it calls for such a thing, but I've never like gotten to wear like a nice gown because it's not freaking Bridgerton, you know. So I'm like, okay, you can look into like a gown or something nicer. And I had in my head, like I had an idea of what I wanted and the vibe I wanted to give. I already had a plan for my boots, which I have made, which I'm not going to show you guys the boots, but I will eventually because they are so sick. I am so excited about how my boots came out. And then like my hairdresser is going to do my hair. We have all these plans. This makeup, like if this makeup turns out good, this is probably what I wear because I want to keep the makeup pretty simple. I don't want to have like a cakey face. We're doing it outside, you know what I mean? Like I was gonna keep my makeup relatively simple. I was gonna kind of rely on the other parts to kind of like bring everything up, you know, create that level of elevation that I'm going for. What the hell am I doing with this? I don't need this right now. I'm putting on highlighter. I'm using the same highlighter palette that I always use. This is the Glam Glow palette highlighter shades from Lamora. You'll notice I don't have anything super expensive. This is all like drugstore makeup stuff, and I'm going to use both of these. I think I'm going to use this, you know what, I'm going to use the gold, and I'm going to use that one, and this says royal gold and coral, or golden rose, coral rose, golden rose, something rose, royal gold. I'm gonna use both of them. I'm gonna use the gold for like the actual highlighted parts of my face, and then I'll probably use the rose as like a little bit of a blush, if that makes sense. Anyway, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I was looking for a dress. Okay. And I had an idea in my head of like what I wanted, but I couldn't find it anywhere because even the more expensive dresses that I found, I just didn't really like the way that they were fitting on, even on the models. I could tell that they were like too structured. They weren't contouring well. I like everything to be fitted. I want something to look like it was like I was born in it. Like, I don't want it to look like I put it on my body. I want it to look like I don't know, like it's a part of my body. I like things to look like they're made for me, and I understand that like that's the point of getting a dress tailored, but to be honest with you, I wasn't really trying to like spend that much money, so I was like managing my expectations a little bit about like what was possible, right, in terms of like the structure of the dress. So I also didn't want a big train because I wanted to be able to move. I didn't want to look like a meringue. I wanted like a relatively simple silhouette, but with some interesting details. And I was really set on this kind of like idea of like a little bit of lace, a little bit of like kind of like a country vibe, but still sexy. Maybe a little bit like Pam Anderson getting married, that kind of thing. Because that was kind of the vibe we were going for with like pretty much everything else. And that's also just kind of like my thing, you know what I'm saying? So that was the goal. I didn't really end up finding anything that really went with my vision. And then I saw this dress that was being about the size. I don't care about the label. I just want it to fit well, you know what I mean? Because you could be like a size 0 in one brand and a size 4 in another brand. You could be a size 8 in one brand, size 12 in another. It doesn't really matter. Also depends on like where the manufacturer is. Did I contour my forehead enough? I feel like I could contour my forehead more, but I think my bangs are gonna cover the forehead, so I think we'll be okay. So I was like, I'm gonna try to find the House of CB dress, and they did have it in my size, or in the small. That was the size that I thought I needed, and I did check the measurements, and I was right on the edge. So the small size for this dress, my measurements were like right on the edge of extra small and small. But I remember the last time I ordered from House of CB, I ordered a small based on the measurements, and it was like just about fit me. Like it's tight. I love how it looks. I think it looks good, but it's tight. Like I could do it like a half an inch just to be more comfortable. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a small. It'll be fine. Order the small for online. It comes in. I put it on. It's way too big. It's way too big. It does not look good at all. Like it's lumpy. It's weird. It does not look snatched. It is not giving the fantasy at all. And I was so disappointed, but I'm like, hey, you know what? If I really want this dress, I need to size down, right? So, what am I doing now? I have to do my eyes. This is the hard part. I'm gonna try to do this with like minimal focus. So I'm like pretty bummed that the dress doesn't fit, but I'm like, hey, this happens sometimes. I'm using the palette, this Fun Galaxy palette that I got when I was really into space last year. It's called the Free Or Galaxy Shade Palette. Excuse me. I'm gonna use like these two, and this one also, and maybe this one, and then probably like these two. So I'll tell you like the colors. I'm gonna start off with like a base of like the shimmery. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start off with this neutral pink one right here, and I'm just gonna do the inner, like the outer corners of my eyes. So what was I saying? So anyway, that's cute. I like that. So I like was gonna return the dress for an extra small and just like see how that went, but now CB makes it so difficult to do returns. Like you have to pay, you have to pay and ship the package to an address. They don't give you a return label, nothing like that. You have to do it all on your own. And you know, if it doesn't get to them, or even if it does get to them, but they say they don't get it, like they don't refund you. So then you're out $400 and a dress, you know. So I googled it and I found out that I could return in store to the House of CB store on Melrose, which is like, I mean, it's not that far from where I live, but you know, depending on when you go, you could hit some pretty significant traffic, which I did. But I was like, whatever, I really just want to get this figured out. I want to figure out if this is, because like when I don't have stuff figured out like that, like it really bothers me. I like to know where am I going to be staying, what shoes am I wearing, who am I going with. Like I like to know stuff, and especially something like this important. Like I was excited, you know. So I got my dress and I filled out the little form, and I got in my little car and I drove my ass down to Melrose, which I never go to Melrose. And I parked. It took me so long to get there. The traffic was horrible. This isn't anyone's fault, obviously. I parked, which took 1,000 years, because if you've ever been to Melrose, you know it's like so busy down there, like so busy. So I get there and I'm walking up to this door, and as I'm walking, and again, like this is not the store's fault. I'm like a block away from the store, and I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I walk pretty fast. I'm aware of my surroundings, but I walk pretty fast. I walk with And as I pass her, she tries to step in front of me onto the sidewalk as if she either didn't see me coming or just assumed that I would stop for her. Which, like, I kind of feel like if someone's going, it's like driving. If someone's already going down a street and you're pulling into the street, you let them go before you pull out, right? Like, am I crazy? Like, you're not supposed to just, like, expect them to, like, stop and let you in unless, of course, like, you're at a stop sign and you have right of way, but typically, like, you don't do this. So I just figure, like, walking is the same thing. Like, if someone's walking and you're trying to enter their path, you let them pass you, especially if they're already, like, a foot away from you. But she tried to, like, step in front of me, and she almost crashed right into me. And good thing I was paying attention, because I saw her. I was like, is this really gonna do this right now? Is this woman really gonna? And I, like, moved out of the way, and I just was like, whoa, what the hell? And she didn't say a word, so I just kept going. And I feel like I should have, like, confronted her, because I was like, you would have, like, walked right into me. Like, are you insane? But the least you could have done was apologize, and she didn't. Regardless, lucky for her, I got out of the way, you know, so we're good. And I was like, was that my fault? Like, should I have seen her coming and stopped? And I was like, I mean, I could have, but, like, I didn't think she was gonna, like, step in front of me, because she wasn't, like, she didn't look like she was trying to get into the sidewalk. She was, like, on her phone or something. So I was, like, shocked, honestly. Regardless, I'm like, whatever. I walk up to the House of CB's door, and this woman is right behind me, and I'm like, oh my god, the woman that almost just body checked me is, like, right behind me. So I open the door, and I hold it for her, and she walks right in and doesn't even say a word. No thank you, no nothing. Just, like, so almost crashed into me, didn't say sorry. I held the door for her, didn't say thank you. She's going into the House of CB. She walks in, and they greet her like they know her really well, and I was like, oh no. Like, I already was like, oh, this is how it's gonna be. I'm, like, super uncomfortable. I'm really sensitive, so I'm already like, oh no. And I'm aware of how I look. I don't wear the most expensive clothes. I have a lot of tattoos. I wasn't even planning to go to House of CB that day. Like, I was a whole ass mess. But I was just like, whatever. Like, I have as much right to be here as anyone else. It's not that expensive of a brand. Like, calm down, sis. Either way, I walk in this door, and it's, like, kind of fucking gross in there, honestly. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Not what I was expecting. So I'm gonna do my, like, outer corners right now. Either way, I didn't really know how to approach the return, and I didn't want to waste time, because I was at, like, a 1-hour meter, you know. So I walk up to an employee who was very nice, and I asked him what I was supposed to do if I wanted to make a return, and he said, just get in line at the register and they'll help you. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I get in line, and I swear to God, there was 2 registers open, 1 person per register, like 1 person working each register, 1 person getting served at each register, 1 woman in front of me, and then me. So total of 4 people in line, 2 of which are already being served, right? So I'm thinking 10 minutes, if that, you know. No, I was waiting in line for a good 20 to 25 minutes. Like, I'm not joking. I was, like, texting my friends and my husband. I was just like, what the hell is, like, what, where, is this a joke? Like, I'm, like, looking around, like, am I on camera? Am I being punked right now? Like, what the hell is going on? And I know that sounds really dramatic, but it was just weird vibes. Like, I was just, like, because the 2 employees that were working were, like, dilly-dallying. Like, I got in there, and it took 10 minutes before they even started scanning the items of one of the people. And then, once they were done with those 2 people, they didn't even call me or the woman in front of me up. They were kind of just, like, for, like, a really long time, right? This happened, like, 3 months ago. I still remember it, like, so it happened, like, no, it was, like, more than 3 months ago. It was a while ago. Anyway, so I'm just, like, waiting, and I'm, you know, I'm being polite. I'm chill. I'm not trying to, like, I understand that, like, working customer service and working in retail is hard. I've worked in customer service, and I still, like, I understand what it's like when someone comes in hot and they're being impatient. Like, I'm like, no, I'm gonna be nice and chill. Like, show it to her, and she takes it out of the box, and she like looks at it, and she's like, okay. I guess she like, you know, was like, yeah, it's, you know, we can return it, it's in good condition, I didn't mess it up or anything, whatever. And I'm like, great, thank you so much. And she goes, oh my god. She goes, well, this dress is over there in the back. And so I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like looking around, and there's people in line behind me, so I'm like, I ask her, because I just wanted to clarify. I was like, so you want me to like get out of line and go get the dress, and then get back in line, and then wait again, and then buy the other dress? And she was like, yeah, you could do that. So, okay, mind you, there's like a ton of employees in this store. Like, the employees outnumber the customers like 3 to 1. I'm not joking, they're all standing around looking pretty. One of them's been walking around the perimeter of the store holding the same fucking corset for like the whole time I've been in there. Like, she's literally not doing anything, she's just like walking around with it. I don't even know what the hell she's doing. And again, like, I'm not judging these people, but I'm like, surely there's one of these employees could like go check and see if you guys have an extra small, so that I don't have to get back out of line and like wait. But I didn't say that because I'm like non-confrontational, and I was also like processing what the hell was going on. And I'm just like, okay. And just as I am like thinking like, hopefully like one of the employees can help me, like I was almost gonna ask, like, can someone just go see if you have it before I like get out of line? This other employee, who was also very sweet, comes over and she goes, maybe I can check for you. And I was like, thank you so much. And she asks like, what size do you want? So I told her I wanted an extra small, right? And she goes, right away, she goes, you know what, I don't think we have the extra small in stock anymore. And I'm like, hey, that sucks, but it's no problem, you know, whatever. I can just order it online, and I'll just do the return here. And she goes, well, we have to make sure that we have it in stock online, because this dress is selling really fast, right? So she turns to the girl who's like helping me at the register, and she says, just check for her to make sure they have the size online, so that she can buy it, right? And the woman who's helping me goes click, 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 click with her like nails, and she's like checking, and she goes, oh, like, I think they're all sold out of the size you want. And I'm like, oh man, like, that's crazy, I wasn't expecting that. And the other woman who was nice goes like, but let me just go see, I'll double check and just see if we have it in store, just to see if you can get it today. And I'm like, thank you so much. She leaves to go check. I'm kind of assuming she's gonna come back and be like, no, we don't have it. So I'm kind of bummed, because I'm like, damn, I like really wanted this dress. I like this dress a lot, you know. But you know, I'm a big girl. It is what it is. Maybe it's not meant to be. Regardless, I'm just standing there waiting, and the woman who's helping me is just kind of like standing there too, like not saying anything. And so at this point, I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe we should just like process my return so I can get out of here, get my money. Like, my meter's about to run out because I've been in here for like 40 minutes. At this point, I've been in here for like 40 minutes, you know, so I'm just kind of like, let's just move it along. And the woman who's helping me, it's a very loud bird. I'm gonna use the, okay, I'm gonna do mascara. We're gonna do the Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. I'm sure you've seen this before. I use it, lots of people use it. God, I hope the birds aren't too loud. I can't be bothered, I really can't. Anyway, I've been in the store for a while now, so I'm like, let's just like, you know, process my return. And the woman at the counter like looks at me and she goes, the dress is too small, right? You need a bigger size. And so I'm like, no, I need a smaller size, it's too big. Okay, I just almost had a mental breakdown because my freaking phone didn't want to charge, and it was like about to die. What was I even saying? I'm never gonna finish this story. I'm sure a lot of you don't even know where I'm at in the story anymore, because I've just been rambling. Anyway, she tells me, or like, she had said the thing about how I needed a bigger size, so I'm a little concerned Either way, I was like so done at that point. I was like, this woman is like a retail employee at House of CB. It's not freaking Prada. She does not have any right to be like giving me attitude like that. And frankly, even if she did work at Prada, she wouldn't have the right to be giving me attitude. But I was like, calm down, girly. Like, I probably make more money than you do. Not that that matters, but like, just like her, like, high and mighty kind of vibe. Like, she had been pissing me off since the moment I stepped up to that register because she didn't even acknowledge me. She did not want to help me. Super annoying. But the other two employees that I spoke to were totally fine. But it was just like, overall, the vibe in there was just like terrible, right? Either way, I didn't even go. I did go on the House of CB website actually, like, as I'm leaving the store because I'm sad. I had my return, I got my money back, but I'm like sad. I was like, I really like the dress. So I go on the website and they had an extra small in stock, or at least it said they did, but I had had an incident before with House of CB where I had ordered something only for them to like email me and be like, we actually don't have it in stock right now. You're gonna have to wait. So I was like, maybe they just haven't updated like their stock info on the website. So regardless, I found the same dress in my size at Nordstrom. It was the last one. I got it. I ordered it. I tried it on and it's still too big. I am not joking. It is still too big. And I'm a little frustrated because I'm like, there is no way that this dress is still too big. It still had like 2 or 3 inches of like stretch. It just was not flattering. It really was pissing me off. But I think the moral of the story for me was like, that woman was wrong. What an asshole. Either way, so I made alterations to the dress and now it fits me really, really well. I'm just not sure if it's the vibe, you know, which is unfortunate after going through all of that. But I was talking to my friends about it. I showed them a video of me wearing it. They were like, you look really good in it. It's really beautiful. But it might be like the bad vibes from this experience that you're just like, you can't love it now because of the vibes. But I will say the dress is kind of gives like Sabrina Carpenter a little bit, which I like. I just don't know if that's what I'm going for, you know. Okay. I can't even tell you the last time it took me like that long to do my makeup. I guess when I did like my elf makeup, it was like really, really long. There is another House of CB dress that I really like, that I've been like eyeing, but I'm like, do I even want to like go through this all again? Because now I have this dress that I don't even know if I'm gonna wear, and I've altered it, so I can't, I mean, I definitely can't return it, but I've altered it. I can't really sell it, because even though the alterations look good from the outside, they're not like professional alterations, you know? So I don't really know what to do with it. But I might end up wearing it, I'm not sure yet, so we're not entirely certain where we're gonna go with that, but we'll figure it out. I do understand that this story that I just told probably doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but I was a little upset for like a day or two. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'm a tattoo artist, so I'm a female tattoo artist, so I've dealt with a lot of stuff. But it was certainly not my favorite day. I almost feel like I could go like smokier with the eyes, but I don't want them to be like so heavy because I know that I get really emotional and I might cry. So also